All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. In this video, we're going to talk about Jaron Ennis and what he said is next. A fight with Keith Thurman if he's able to get past the fight that we got coming up tonight. Let's talk about that and what that means for his future with Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel, good people. It's your boy Fanon. We are back talking his boxing. We got a big fight tonight between Jermell Charlo and Brian Castano on Showtime for an undisputed 154-pound championship. But on the undercard, there is a potential new superstar out there that is fighting tonight named Jaron Boots Ennis. And he has revealed what the next step will be for him if he's able to get past Custio Clayton in this next fight. Now, before I talk about that, though, and get to that, let me welcome you back to the channel. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to get notified when we release more videos. If you're new to the channel or a new subscriber, it'd be greatly appreciated. If you're a longtime subscriber, thanks for chopping it up with me about boxing once again. You know, we do this on a daily basis in the live streams and in the videos, so thank you very, very much. All right, so here we go, man. I'm amped for tonight. We got an undisputed fight at 154 pounds between Jermell Charlo and Brian Castano. Should be a very, very good fight. I see Jermell Charlo winning that fight. But I think that, you know, what we're also going to see tonight is something that, you know, you just need to make sure you already know about before the fight starts, is that we've got a fighter that very, very well may be the most special guy on that card, maybe one of the, if not the, one of the most special fighters that we have in boxing today, with the potential that this kid, Jaron Boots Ennis, has. Now, I know that is mighty hefty praise, but, you know, it is what it is. Every once in a while, there are fighters that come along, at least for me as a boxing fan, that I feel that way about, where I call people up and I say, look, man, there's a guy fighting tonight. I know you've never heard of him before, but make sure you check this guy out, because 5 or 6 fights from now, or a year from now, this is going to be a guy, this very well may be a guy that people are saying is the best fighter in boxing, is the pound for pound king of boxing, is a legendary fighter, right? All of those type of things. And you can, with certain fighters, see people that have the potential for that early in their career. Some of the people that I felt that way about was Floyd Mayweather Jr. I remember having a conversation with my father about Oscar De La Hoya. My dad liked Tito Trinidad and Oscar De La Hoya, and I was like, and Shane Mosley, right? In the 90s era, and I was like, look, you need to pay attention to this kid that's fighting at 130 named Floyd Mayweather. This dude is probably going to be the best cat in boxing. And my dad was like, yeah, whatever. But then that's what comes to fruition. In basketball, you see it I saw it, happen a couple of times. The biggest one was, a conversation I had with my brother about Dr. J and when I was a young kid and Michael Jordan. I was like, yeah, Dr. J is great, but this guy, Michael Jordan's better than Dr. J. And I remember, oh, you're crazy. You're okay. Yeah, all right, I'm crazy. And it panned out like that. Now, it doesn't always pan out like that, but sometimes it does. And I'm telling you, I've been putting people for several years up on Jaron Ennis. This kid out of Philadelphia looks like he's the absolute goods. He's fighting Custio Clayton tonight to become the mandatory challenger for the IBF belt held by Spence Jr. So he's right there in the mix. He's top 4. He's in the top 4, ranked in the top 4 of every major sanctioning body, at that weight class. And he's fighting Custio Clayton in a fight that I think he should be able to win comfortably. The question is he going to look spectacular? Is it going to be a workman type of fight? Can't say that for sure. Don't want to jump out there and say he's just going to blow him out. However, in an interview that he gave to Fight Hype, I'm very, very excited about what may come next for him. And that is, he said that it looked like it could be a fight with Keith One-Time Thurman. If you're not familiar with Keith One-Time Thurman, he is the former WBC and WBA unified welterweight champion, is one of the best welterweights in the world, even though over the last few years he suffered from injury, right? And then he came back, fought Josesito Lopez, had a little bit of a funny fight with Josesito Lopez, and then wound up getting beat by Manny Pacquiao. But then he took another, I think it may have been another 2 years off after that, came back and beat Mario Barrios. But, good name, very, very solid fighter, not somebody that's ever been beaten badly, and somebody that really wants to get to the top of the division again. And if that fight is made, that right there could very well be the coming out party for Jaron Ennis, and would be the first major test that he has. Jaron is excellent a fighter, as I think. I'm telling you, I do not believe that a fight between he and Keith Thurman would be some pushover, easy fight for him. Keith Thurman can do a lot of things. He can crack, he can box. Obviously, there's some things that things that are, Keith Thurman are susceptible to. Many people, point to the body, him not necessarily being able to take it to the body. Other people talk about him being a bit of a front runner, getting out in the lead and then kind of like tailing off a little bit towards, the end of the fight. So they bring into question his endurance. But if for a fight with Jaron Ennis in a non-title fight, one that it would set them up for maybe the potential winner, potentially for the winner of the Errol Spence Jr. Terrence Crawford fight. If that fight gets made, man, I don't think you can name a better route or a better opposition for Jaron Ennis. The other thing is that the fight could potentially, according to Jaron Ennis, could also potentially be a pay-per-view fight. And so it would be the first opportunity for him to really solidify or actually to start off and establishing himself as a major draw. Because like right now, he's not a big draw as of yet, although his name is most definitely buzzing in boxing circles, is one of those guys on the come up. And it's doing that basically organically and basically off of what he looked like in the fights that he's had. It's not been like, a big marketing push, like a Top Rank marketing push or a Matchroom marketing push where, where the marketing and the selling of the fighter comes before he's actually, shown what he's done. And I'm telling you, those are the type of fighters that I believe that wind up getting to be the big stars at the end, are the people that where people recognize his talent in and of themselves, by themselves. And then after that, once he's proven himself, the media jumps on board. That's what happened with Floyd Mayweather Jr. And, because Floyd Mayweather Jr. was not getting sold heavy by Top Rank, but he had to prove it at 130, he had to prove it at 135 pounds. And then when he got his big moment to shine, he was ready for it. With Jaron Ennis getting a multi-fight deal, I don't know if it's 3 or not, getting a multi-fight deal with Showtime, and being on a co-main, I'm not sure if he's a co-main event, but being the penultimate fight with on this undisputed card, which should have a lot of viewers, and then going into a Keith Thurman fight, looks like they would be bringing him on really, really nicely. And I'm completely excited about it, because then he would be the type of guy that would obviously be the next guy to fight the winner of Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence Jr., whoever that is, and or both of them, man. But this dude can be very, very special, provided obviously, he's got to live up to it. He's got to do it in the ring, and all kind of stuff can happen in the ring. But looking really good and has a great potential now. Can't wait to see how this fight turns out tonight. And hopefully he's correct and we get the Keith Thurman fight next. That would be absolutely marvelous. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.